about you take the mic, Mr. Islam, and let us talk? You know, this guy is stupid, is crazy. What about you take the mic and you tell me about your religion, your mic, Islam? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do that, no problem. But the thing is, if you taught me like him, I will not step a foot in your room. I was invited here anyways, but go ahead, let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
I'm doubting him because he's stupid, you know, he's crazy. This guy, he thinks that he's the angel Michael, and he just said that everybody should worship Muhammad. So if you are in my place, you will not doubt him. Don't be a hypocrite. Now, I'm not going to ask you any question. I will show you how nice I am to you. What do you think, guys? I'm not going to ask you any question. You tell me how you want to prove to me that Islam is from the true God. Is that fair, guys? We don't want to pick up our cherries and look for bad things in Islam and say, look what Islam says. No. Let us do better than this. You take the mic and you prove for us in your way. But please, when you choose a topic, let us finish it. So you choose the topic, your mic.
Okay. All right. Assalamu alaikum to the Muslims in the room. I want to talk about Jesus' belief in God and how it is the exact same thing as the Muslims' belief in God. Okay, this is the topic we're going to talk about, and I'm going to prove it both from the Quran and from your Bible. Do you want to talk about that? If not from the Bible, then all I have to do is basically bring you where Jesus himself says, I am a Muslim and a servant of God. From the Quran. So, you know, we have to use the Bible as well for your satisfaction as Christians. All right, mic's free.
You know, Islam, you want to give me from the Bible, you bring the Bible, you don't bring a verse. Because if you accept a verse in the Bible, it's mean you accept the Bible. So don't be a hypocrite, correct, guys? Because the Bible is not a word, and we cut the rest and we delete them. So if you accept a chapter, at least the whole chapter, you take it and you say, I accept this. But to accept a line and you take it out of the statement, it's a joke. We know it doesn't work. So you want to tell me about the teaching of Jesus, you tell me about what Jesus said. Everything Jesus said. Now, you said you want to prove to me that Muhammad and Jesus are the same. I don't know what Jesus is. Actually, you Muslim, you do not know Jesus. Who is Jesus? Your Quran says that Jesus, he is the son of Mary, and Mary is the daughter of Imran. Christians, do Jesus have a grandfather? His name is Imran? False. Christians, is it true that Mary, the mother of Jesus, she have a brother, his name is Aaron? No. So we do not know who. Christians, have you ever heard of a guy, his name is Isa? So where is Jesus in the Quran? There, you do not know Jesus. You have no idea who is Jesus. You have the wrong first name. You have the wrong middle name. You have the wrong uncle. You have the wrong grandfather. So who is the guy you are talking about? So before you go to speak about Jesus, Mr. Islam, what about you introduce for me your prophet? I mean, I feel like you are trying to avoid speaking about your prophet because you fear something wrong will be there. So what do you think we start talking about your prophet? How you can prove to us that your prophet is a prophet? What do you think, guys? Isn't this a good topic? The whole point is, if you're a prophet, if you can prove to me that your prophet is a prophet, the rest is automatic. It's mean everything the Muhammad he said about Isa, whatever you call him, is true. So can you prove to us that your prophet, he is a prophet? Go ahead.
All right, why don't we stick to one subject, actually? I proposed a subject and you said, okay, you said, give me the mic. Now you want to change it. Now, Jesus peace be upon him. He's known in Islam as the son of Mary, indeed. Okay, so we'll go to that topic once we have covered this. And the Quran says that the father of Jesus, the father of Mary was Imran. All right, and yeah, your Bible doesn't actually talk about the father of Mary, but nevertheless, the father of Mary, according to the Quran. Now, Jesus, what do Muslims say about Jesus? We actually do accept his words, because his words are what's known as the gospel. We don't accept New Testament. The Bible, the word Bible is not mentioned in the Quran. What's mentioned is gospel. Right? The gospel is what Jesus spoke, and what you have in the gospel today is what remains of the words of Jesus, and the rest is just commentary, narratives, and unknown authors. You understand? So from the words of Jesus, we can establish that God Almighty is one true God. Jesus is his messenger, just like Muhammad was his. That he worshipped. That is what I will establish from both the Quran and from the Bible. Now, once we talk about that, then we can move on to discussing the Prophet Muhammad. All right, Mike's free. Assalamu alaikum.
I don't know what this guy is talking about. Guys, anyone understand anything? Anyone understand? I don't know. What are you talking about? What Jesus, Mary, and Mary, Jesus, and Jesus and the Muhammad? Well, give me something serious. Prove to me. We're not changing topic. I gave you the mic, and I said to you, choose a topic. You said, I'm going to show you that Muhammad is the same as Jesus. No problem. Show me. Muhammad, he have sex with the children. Guys, Christians, did Jesus have sex with the children? No. Muhammad, he was a thief. He killed and he stole money. Christians, did Jesus kill anyone and he took the money of anyone? No. Muhammad, he never had a miracle. Christians, did Jesus did everything and no one can do what he did? He did. Muhammad, he gave false prophecy. Christians, did Jesus give false prophecy? Never. Muhammad was accused in the Quran of stealing underwear. Christians, did anyone accuse Jesus of stealing of anything? Or lingerie like Muhammad? No. So how you say to me Muhammad is the same as Jesus? I have no idea. Muhammad, he could not raise a mosquito from death. Muhammad himself died suffering because of poison, which means illness. Jesus, he raised people from death by saying to them, stand up. Jesus, he said to the blind man, see, he see. Muhammad, when the blind man came to him, he kicked him out. Abasa wa tawalla. A blind man came to Muhammad. What Muhammad did to the blind man? He kicked him out. Why? Because the blind man is poor. When the blind man, Christians, he called Jesus what Jesus told him. Did he say to him, you stupid blind man, what do you want from me? I am Jesus the proud? No. Jesus was very humble. He came to the blind man and he gave him eyes. When Muhammad, the blind man, came to him, Muhammad, he made fun of him and he kicked him out. So how in the world you can compare between Jesus and Husham ibn Abdullah? Even your prophet, the funny guys, he just said, this Abdul, he said that you don't have, the Quran never mentioned the Bible. This is how smart the Muslims. Abdul, the word Bible is the book of books. And you Muslims are ignorant because neither the Christians or the Jews have something it's called one book. We have books. But because your prophet is an idiot, I'm not insulting. The Quran calls us the people of the book, but we don't have the same book. According to you, the Quran mentioned only one book for the Christian and one book for the Jews. So how the Quran call us the people of the book, which means we have the same book? Additional to this, I want you to take the mic and tell me and explain to me what do you mean when you said that our Bible have no author. I thought your God Allah in the Quran, he said that he is the one who sent the Injil. So it's time to ask you, where is the Injil of Allah? What happened to it? I will give you three options. The Injil of Allah was lost. The Injil of Allah was stolen. The Injil of Allah was burned by Uthman. Which one of them? Your mind.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum to the Muslims. First of all, before you gonna go down that line of, you know, you're insulting the Prophet and calling him all these bad names, you know, I can do that too. So don't go there. Let's finish the topic, right? I can clearly show you verses where prostitutes are washing Jesus's.
Hold on. You can say no problem. So what if a prostitute was washing the foot of Jesus? I will wash the feet of Jesus too. And we are sinners, all of us. But did Jesus touch her and molest her like your prophet he do to everybody? Your prophet, he sucked the tongues of boys. Your prophet cannot be trusted with 6 years old girl. He married 6 years old girl. So you can show me Jesus, she is doing that to him. So what? He is holy. And he did nothing wrong. Read the story. And I'm not insulting. Name for me one thing I said it was a lie. Did your prophet steal? Yes. Did your prophet have sex with the children? Yes. So why you are saying I'm insulting? You're not being honest, Mr. Islam. I am just saying, I'm stating what your prophet is. I'm not insulting. Now take the mic. Where is the Injil of Allah? Was it stolen? Was it lost? Or it is burned by Uthman? Because I heard that Uthman, he liked to burn books, specifically holy books. Where we can find the Injil? Your mic.
Okay. I don't believe in all those traditions that you have learned about the Prophet Muhammad. And second of all, I can bring you traditions that talk about Jesus having a you know, prostitute as a girlfriend. You know, Mary Magdalene, that was his girlfriend. So it's very easy.
I challenge you. Do you know what I'm saying? I challenge you. You are a liar. Right now, I want to see the source. Your mic.
All right, no problem. I'll give you the source. These are uncovered from the Nag Hammadi library. All right, and there's clear Christian.
Abdul, listen, let me tell you something. We don't have Sahih al-Bukhari. We have our Holy Bible. This is the only book you can take against us. Any other written by anyone is not our book. Same, I will not take a book against you, which is not your book. So you want to show something against me, you show it to me from my go and learn how to debate. When you want to bring an evidence against somebody, you don't give me an evidence of a scumbag. You give me an evidence, I believe in it. What I believe in is the Torah and the gospel. We don't have hadith. We don't have Sahih al-Bukhari. We don't have Sahih Muslim. This is something you have. So anything else is a garbage. Now, where we can find, as long as you have nothing except stupidity, where we can find the Injil of Allah. Explain to the room that your God Allah is a false God who could not protect his book. Because according to your book, Allah is the one who sent the Injil. And according to you, Allah was a loser. He could not protect his book. So explain to us what happened. Your mind.
All right. Okay. So since we've moved on from the, you know, jerk throwing, let's go to the Injil. You gave us three options, okay? And first of all, it is not the Injil of Allah, it is the Injil of Jesus, which Allah gave to Jesus, all right? And it was entrusted to the people who were to follow Jesus. Now,
Islam, if you want to debate me, you have to give me a reference. I accuse you of being a liar. The Quran says that this is the book of Allah, not the book of Jesus. Show me where it says that this is the book of Jesus. Can you show me? Can you show me a verse says that this is called the book of Jesus? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Assalamu alaikum. So in Surah Al-Baqarah, if we look for, I believe it's verse 136. 136. Somebody post that, inshallah. We will give this guy the reference. Allah doesn't call the Injil my book. Okay? And second of all, it is the revelation that God gave to Jesus.
I want you to read the verses you mentioned. The verses you mentioned, please. Don't go and jump over it, because you can post it and you can read it. Go ahead. Chapter 2, verse 136. The mic is yours.
Yeah, you don't have to doubt me. I told the someone in the room to post it. So I am going to read it right now. Can someone post it again, because the text is flooding and I can't get to it. Okay, we believe in Allah and in the revelation given to us, and that given to Abraham, to Isaac, Jacob, and the tribes, and that given to Moses and Jesus, and that given to all the prophets from their Lord. We make no difference between anyone or other of them. So from right there, Allah says the revelation is given to Moses and Jesus, and that makes it.
My question was for you. Show me where it says that this is the book of Jesus. What you showed me is the opposite, that this is a revelation given from Allah. Where is the verse that says that this is the book of Jesus? You are the one who said Allah never said that this is my book. You said Allah, the Quran says that this is the book of Jesus. I said to you, okay, show me the verse that says that this is the book of Jesus. Where is the book of Jesus? Guys, isn't it him who said that? And I asked him for the verse, and then he quote for me this verse. Secondly, this verse you are quoting for me is a stupid verse, with my respect to you. Why? Because the verse says that Allah will not differentiate between his prophet. But the Quran says in different verse, no. We differentiate between prophets, which is obviously a contradiction. تلك الرسل فضلنا بعضهم على بعض. And this can be found in chapter 6, verse number 86. Somebody posted. So chapter 6, verse number 86, it's exactly the opposite of what the verse you gave me. The verse you gave me, it says all the prophets are equal, and Allah did not differentiate between them. In chapter 6, verse 86, Allah, he says, no, we differentiate between them. And in the same, in chapter 17, verse number 21, it says that we elevate some above others. So the verse you gave me, it shows a clear contradiction. So where you are coming with this? And you can see the same in chapter 17, verse number 55. وَرَبُّكَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلَقَدْ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْضُ النَّبِيِّينَ عَلَى بَعْضٍ. And Allah, he favors some prophet upon other prophets. So thank you for quoting for us a verse in the Quran showing a clear contradiction in the Quran. Now we go back to the topic. Where in the Quran it says that the gospel is the book of Jesus? I'm waiting for the verse. Your mic.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum, Muslims. See, the thing is that actually that is not a contradiction whatsoever. With the verse 136, it is the Muslims who is made to speak. It says, say we believe in Allah and the revelation that's given to us. Now, for them, that is the Muslims and the Prophet, they don't make distinction. But Allah, He makes distinction because He is God. That command doesn't apply to Himself. That's a command to the Muslims. So there's no.
Okay, let me make it so clear then. Are you saying that all the prophets in front of Muslims are equal to each other? Are you saying that? So Muslims don't favor Muhammad more than Jesus? Go ahead.
Yes, they're all equal in the sight of the Muslims. They're not to make a distinction in the.
So you Muslim, you don't say that Muhammad is khayru khalqillah, he is the best of the creation of Allah? Is that clear? Your mind?
Yes, we do say that because all the prophets are khayru khalqillah. They are the best of Allah's creation.
That's false. You don't say it to any other prophet, you say it only to Muhammad. Prove me wrong. Your mind. You say that statement only to Muhammad, that Muhammad is khayru khalqullah. He is the best of Allah creation. You never say that Jesus is the best of Allah creation, because this will be a contradiction. They cannot be all of them. They are just, when you say it to individual, and that individual is Muhammad. Now prove me wrong. Show me one book says that Jesus is the best of Allah creation. Your mind.
There isn't a verse that says that Muhammad is the best of creation, okay? This is a saying of the Muslims, and I can say Isa khayru khalqillah. It's not an issue at all. Or Musa khayru khalqillah. Because they are all the best of Allah's creation, and we are all committed.
All right. Let me ask you, are you Sunni or Shia? Islam. Because I want to show you the interpretation of the verse you gave me. Are you Shia or Sunni? The mic is yours.
I'm neither, actually. I'm a Muslim.
The guy, his name is Thomas. If you insult him one more time, I will bounce you. Do you hear me, Thomas? One more time, you insult our guest, you call him a dog, I will bounce you and I will ban you. Listen, Islam. When you say to me, I'm not Sunni, I am not Shia, you are trying to escape getting busted, right? You have to give me still a book of interpretation, because you as a Muslim, you follow interpretation. Which interpretation you follow? Name the book for me. Your mic.
Yes, my interpretation of the Quran primarily comes from the Quran itself. The Quran has its own principles of interpretation.
So you do not need interpretation. You have your own interpretation. Is that correct? You do not need interpretation. Your mic.
Yes, I have my own interpretation. That's correct. I get it from the Quran. So basically, I follow the principles of the Quran and guide. Allah guides me by that, and its meanings are revealed through those following those principles. So I don't need anybody else to interpret for me. Do you have any other questions? Or is that it? You see, that's your problem, basically. Okay.
Well, as long as you are the one who can give interpretation, it means you must be a scholar, and you do not need anyone interpretation. That's wonderful. So in the Quran it says, and I'm assuming you speak Arabic, don't you? Islam, you speak Arabic, right? Little? Guys, this guy don't speak Arabic, but he can give interpretation for the Quran. I mean, this is something. How you can give interpretation for the Quran by your own if you're reading translation of others? And the Quran, we don't have one translation is accurate. All of them, they are fabricated. Anyway, as long as you are a person who have interpretation, I want to just give you a little test. In chapter 86, verse number 7, it says, يَخْرُجُ مِنْ بَيْنِ الصُّلْبِ وَالتَّرَائِبِ. What is that? Give me the interpretation for this verse. You're mine. We need to get some water.
Chapter 8, verse what did you say? Verse 7? No, I told you, I don't speak complete Arabic. But, you know, obviously we do rely on translations of the Quran. Yeah, and the verse is proceeding from the backbone in the ribs. And yeah, this is often translated as from the loins as well. But this requires more of a scholarly understanding of the language. And by no means I'm a scholar of the Arabic language. However, on a scholarly level, and when it comes to learning the language of the Quran, you have to consult people who have mastered the language.
La 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 la. A second ago, I asked you which interpretation you take. You said I do not need interpretation. Now you are saying to me you have to consult. So please, I want to hear from you what the interpretation of this verse, chapter 86, verse number 7. You said I can come with interpretation of my own. So what is the interpretation? I'm waiting for you, my friend. You're mine.
Now, interpretation is not the same thing as understanding the language in depth, okay? Because the language requires a linguistic analysis. And interpretation, the way you're speaking about it, is, you know, people giving their opinion on what, you know, the verses of the Quran mean and what it's
Abdul, for the sake of your God, Allah, I mean, give me the answer. Who cares what you want to say? Just give me what this verse mean. Why you want to go in a circle and repeat yourself, and interpretation mean, and explanation mean? I don't know what I'm asking you for. Give me the meaning of this verse. I don't understand it. I want to learn from you. You are the one here who is going to teach me. So what the meaning of this verse? You're mine.
Okay, the meaning of the verse is what proceeds from his backbones and the loins. And speaking about the man. And the loins of the man. Yeah, and many have translated it as the loins of the man. Sulb itself actually has more than one meaning. And what is it? Ribs is just only one of its meanings. In this, as I told you, this requires a scholarly analysis of the linguistic.
Hold on. Who said to you that this word is saying it's coming from the backbone and the loins? Where it says that? Which one? Which one is the backbone and which one is the loin of the man? Which one? I want to hear it from you. You're mine.
Sorry, what are you asking? Which is what? Which one comes from the loins and which one comes from the ribs? This is talking about the sperm that basically proceeds from the backbone and the loins of the man, which is basically his testicles. All right, Mike's free.
But in the Quran here, I see there's one more word. That's what I'm asking you. You said the backbone and the loins of the man. Where the back? Which word is the backbone, and which one is the loin? Where? Which one? I didn't see it. Can you show me? I see the backbone only. Where is the loin? I don't see it. You're mine.
you don't see backbone? Is that what you're saying?
I think you are very nervous now. Relax. I am saying I see the backbone, but I don't see the loins. And it cannot be both. Where do you get the both words there? Where you got it says that it's come from the backbone and the loins. Where? Which one is the loins and which one is the backbone? Everybody heard you saying it says from the backbone and the loins, correct, guys? So which one is the backbone and which one is the loins? You're mine.
Yeah. So sulb is the backbone and the qara'ib is the loins.
Oh boy. But according to the Arabic language, a tara'ib is something exists in the chest. Have you ever heard of someone he have testicles in his chest? That's something weird. You might. That will be called breast testicles.
No, actually, the word qara'ib has, as I told you, if you analyze the linguistics of the Quran, you'll find that the word has more than one meanings. And ribs is only one of its meanings. All right,
Hold on. So can you show me the source that it says that the word tara'ib means balls? I want to see it. I want to learn from you. I never heard this before. Can you show me where it says that the word tara'ib means balls? What do you mean one of the meaning? Tara'ib is the ribs of the women specifically. And actually it's the location of the necklace. Not only the ribs, it is the top of the ribs. It is the location of the necklace exactly. Now show me where you get the reference that the word tara'ib can mean testicles. I want to learn from you. You're mine. Because you keep saying to me, if you go and see the word in the etc. and the meaning of the Arabic, Arabic is my first language. I never heard this before. Where you get this from? You're mine.
yeah, I don't have the source handy at the moment, but I do have it in an article format. I'll definitely find that for you. It's not a big issue. But again, we're going back to how the Quran is understood linguistically. And I'm not saying that I'm an Arab or that Arabic is my native language. No, so I'm not going to argue with you on linguistics of the Quran. But the way I understand it is that the semen that's talked about comes from the backbone and the loins of the man. All right, Mike's free, Salam alaikum.
You know, Islam, can you show me one Muslim? He come with the translation you gave me. I mean, where do you get this from? Where do you get this from? I cannot see one Muslim translation. He say what you say. All of them, they say the backbone and the ribs. Oh, the lions and the ribs. You drop the ribs. Can you show me one translation agree with you? As long as you don't speak Arabic, it's mean you have to read the translation. Which translation agree with your version of the Quran? Your mind.
Forget about this kind of debate. It's silly, man. I'm tired of mine.
You know, you nightmare. I spent 10 hours with you just spanking you all day long. And now you are talking about silly. Nobody is silly as you. And you know what? Just wait, Islam. Don't wait. Don't leave. Nightmare, explain to us this verse. Let us see how good you are. The mic is yours.
I told you this is silly. I want to keep. You see the Muhammad.
We have a topic we need to finish. Tell us. Explain this verse. How the Quran says such a statement. Tell this guy he's a Muslim like you. Explain to him. The Quran says the backbone, the sperm is coming from the backbone and the ribs. Is that correct? How this happened? How someone claimed to be God, he says such a stupid statement? You're mine.
This is what I want to explain. Eunagy does not mean to have a sex. Consent, private, hold a conference. That's what I was talking about.
We will go back after this to this. Guys, he is here to defend that his prophet was not having sex with Dihya al-Kalbi. But yet he cannot explain to us why the prophet, he yunaji Dihya al-Kalbi and Dihya al-Kalbi yunaji the prophet. A conference, guys, sharing relation and emotion. It's a love story. We will go back later. We go back to Islam. Islam, how you think a God, you said you want to prove to us Muhammad is a prophet. How Muhammad, he come with such a statement saying that the sperm of the man coming from the backbones. Have you ever heard of somebody, his sperm coming from the backbones? People here, have you ever heard of any scientist says that backbones make sperm? And how he say that the sperm of the man come from the backbone and the sperm of the women come from the ribs? Women don't have a sperm, Islam reveal. Have you ever heard of a woman, she have a sperm? Since when? In order for women to have a sperm, she have to have testicles. Have you ever see a woman, she have testicles? Maybe your prophet, he met some lady boys, and he think they are women. You're mine.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum Muslims. Now again, so you said where is the source of the shall being translated as loins? This right here is from.
You know, Islam, I think with my respect to you, you have a lack of intelligence. What I am saying to you, in your translation, you dropped the word ribs. You dropped the word ribs. So I say to you, in which translation you are reading from, which is not showing the word ribs, because you translated the verse as the following. It's coming from between the backbones and the loins. So you refused, you changed the word ribs to loins. Which translation is that translation you are quoting for me? You're mine.
This is not a translation actually that I'm reading. I think that was a slip of the tongue, the ribs and the backbone. Basically, the backbone, which is a translation of the sulb, is loins, and this is according to a scholar of the Islam Today website, right here. Okay. And this is what he writes. I'll post to you his statements. And the word sulb does not necessarily translate to backbone. This word has many possible meanings, and backbone is only one of them. It is more commonly quite used to refer to the loins. And the verse prior to that doesn't mention about sperm. It is about the fluid. And the fluid.
Hold on. I don't know, Islam, if you are listening. I am saying to you, where is the word ribs? Where is the word ribs? You are posting for me, you are showing me the loins, and you are discussing now about if it means the backbone or the loins. No problem. What happened to the word ribs? Ribs. What happened to the ribs? I don't see the ribs there. You're mine. The word tara'ib is a word near ribs. So I'm asking you, show me the translation of the verse. And what you do, you post for me an article of a boy like you. who is copy paste from others. So where is the rips? Your mind.
It's not a boy. You asked for sources, and I gave you a scholarly source on this who knows the Arabic language, and he isn't just anybody. He's running a huge Islamic website. Now he translated
Islam. Who is he? He. You keep saying he. Who? He who? Who is this guy? What's his name? He. What's his name?
Yeah. Okay. So don't doubt me. I put it in the room like 3 times already. So this is the one who translated the word sulb as the loins of man, and I'm not sure which is it. Qara'ib? Is it sulb? Right, because qara'ib is translated as ribs in every translation that I read. So I don't know what you're talking about when you say it's in the chest or in the neck area. That is your understanding. I have not heard it from any Arab speaker.
Okay, according to the scholar you are quoting for me from, this guy, what he say about the ribs? What he said? Your mind.
The word fara'ib was not a question that's proposed to him. He was answering the question particularly about the sulb. And fara'ib is, according to you, is means the chest area. And it doesn't. It is talking about the...
So, you know, Islam, I don't know really what's wrong with you. The whole argument between me and you is about the word taraib, and then you quote for me a website is not talking about taraib. So why you are quoting for me this website? I mean, seriously, do Muslims even think? I am asking you, where is the word taraib? You said to me, let me show you, and you quote for me that thing. But this guy, he's not talking about the taraib, he's talking about the balls. And by the way, he's being a hypocrite. The backbone is the backbone. Sulb, do you know what sulb? Sulb is the heart, the most hard bone in the body. They call it a sulb. When a man he died, that piece of bone is the last one you can break. This is why they call it a sulb. The one at the end of his bones, that they call it a sulb. The one you sit in it. So this guy is a fabricator. He is not a scholar. And the funny, when I ask you, which scholar you accept, you said, I don't take any scholars. I do not need any scholar. I do it by myself. But when I put you in the corner, you run this guy. Now let us see what the scholar says. This is Al-Jalalain. Those are real scholars, not like this potato. Look what Al-Jalalain is saying. Issuing from between the loins of the man and the breastbones of the women. What do you say? And this is, here we go, this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. And this is the Muslim translation. And by the way, the word loins is not true. I don't agree with it, but I will let it go. In Arabic, it is the backbone. The backbone, as simple as that. So what do you say about this? And look, this is Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas is the favorite scholar for your friend Nightmare. Look what Ibn Abbas he said. issued from between the loins of the man and the ribs of the woman. How does this happen? You might. So there is a gushing fluid, which is the sperm, coming from the backbone of the man and the ribs of the woman.
There's no sperm mentioned anywhere. It says fluid. People.
Ibn Salih, he ate too much hummus and he have an answer. Ibn Salih, it says that he is created from gushing fluid. What is the gushing fluid will create a baby? What is the gushing fluid will create a baby? Let us see what the scholar said. Let us see if it's a sperm or not. Let us get you busted. Let us get you busted. What the scholars they say about this, Mr. Ibn Salih? I understand you are trying to help your friend here, right? What is the gushing fluid which will create the baby? Gushing fluid from the man and the woman. You might.
Actually, dafiq is not sperm, all right? There's words for the Quran for sperm, and dafiq is not sperm.
Abdul, for the sake of your God, Allah, don't speak Arabic in front of me. You will make me jump from the window. Dafiq is not a word meaning sperm. Dafiq means gushing. Nobody said that the word dafiq mean gushing, mean sperm. Dafiq is gushing fluid. Ma'in dafiq, gushing water. The fact the word fluid here does not even exist. It says ma. Ma. Huh? The ma is presenting the sperm of the man and the sperm of the woman. Yes or no? If not, what is the gushing fluid coming from the man and the woman will create the baby? Your mind.
Okay, fluid gushes from the genitals of both the man and the woman, and where it proceeds from and where it originates, that's known to God, and science has some explanation on that. And it yakhruju, it talks about its origin, from where it originates. So both the woman and the man have genital gushing fluids. It doesn't have to be sperm. Wherever the mixture takes place, basically.
But that water is coming from the woman, coming from her ribs. So the woman, she have a sexual fluid coming from her ribs, and that will create the baby. What is that? Your mind.
We are not obstetricians. We do not study the medical science of how the methodology of the creation. We did not study it. None of us. We are arguing about something which we have no knowledge. In fact, we are arguing with no knowledge.
Are you saying your prophet have no knowledge too? Your prophet, he said, the liquid of the man is thick and white, and the liquid of the women is yellow and thin. Like the smart nightmare, he said, this is the egg. The egg coming from the bone, from the ribs. Are you crazy? And the egg is a liquid? Since when? And look what your prophet he said. And let me show the hadith. And this is a Sahih hadith. Your prophet explained this verse. He said, the water of the man is thick and it is wide. Do you see it? Is thick and it is wide. And the liquid of the women is thin and yellow. Do you see it? Read it. Do you agree with your prophet, or your prophet is an idiot too? Your mind. And the one who come first, the baby will resemble the parents, which means if the father, he have sex and have orgasm, and his gushing fluid, white fluid come first, the baby will be a boy. And if the woman, she have orgasm first and her water is the thin yellow water, the baby will be a girl. Read the hadith. The mic is yours. Let us give the mic to Islam and then to Ibn Salih, so he can help him. Where is Islam? He left? Oh boy. Oh boy. Ibn Salih, the mic is yours. How your prophet, he